So funds coming in overseas as a JV partner or just someone lending money to you?
Just lending money.
Okay, so what's the question?
This is certainly pertinent to me. They're from Dubai. So obviously money laundering and things like that, but expats in Dubai, their money from their job, salary, savings, etc., then they transfer it to a UK account and a UK to me. But we're trying to get that for lending. Some of the lenders are sort of saying, well, that's not UK money. If that makes for the expat lender, then the interest rates are increased, or the lenders are narrowed right down to what they would, because they're not UK. If that makes sense.
Yep.
So is there not a way around that, but is there a more creative way for investors' money from overseas to use?
So the question is, you have an investor from overseas living in Dubai, expat, they want to lend money to you, and the banks are saying, we're not willing to accept that.
I haven't said that yet, but after speaking to a broker, they're saying, well, this money, you can't really use this. I'm talking from the buy-to-let at the moment. I know it's commercial because I'm only in buy-to-lets, but that's what I have to be quite creative with where that money comes from, because it's like, well, that's not UK money. So if there's more money available in Dubai, so if we switch it to commercial conversion, and they say, yeah, great, we'll invest, would it be as simple as the scenario if someone in the UK was investing money?
So this is somebody who used to live in the UK, has now moved to Dubai, will lend you money. So what stops them? I assume they have a bank account in the UK?
They do. What they're worried, I mean, very truthful, is if they become a shareholder director of an SPV, whether that affects their tax and their earnings and their ability to be taxed on their Dubai salary. So they want to try and stay away from it and just kind of not gift the money, but not be involved as a director or shareholder.
Yeah, I'm not that familiar with the rules in Dubai and exactly what they have to pay, so that's something they'll have to check. Okay. But they could transfer the funds into the UK account, then give the funds to you. They could use their company in Dubai and give the funds to you. Some lenders might not like it, but there's always somebody out there who'll be okay with it. It might cost you higher in interest rate, but it's just quid pro quo, isn't it? Yeah. But I'd get them to transfer money in a UK bank account, because that's just going to kill the risk for you from the bank's point of view. Yeah? Cool. Anybody?
Sorry, Shaz, can I just follow on from Danny's point? So would that...
I've seen that you've asked so nicely, Bernie. Of course you can.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Would that money not get me to go into a solicitor's account if it's coming from...
No, because the solicitor, you will usually, in my experience, and Dan, free to share your experience. So the question is, will that money have to go straight into a solicitor's account? And the answer usually is no, because most solicitors want you to transfer the funds from your account, usually the business account, into their client account. So they're not very keen for other parties to send money into their account linked to your transaction. That's what usually happens. Yeah. So every time I've tried that, they said, no, put it into your account, then give us your last 6 months bank statements, and sometimes they might ask for the person who's given you the money for their last 6 months bank statements. Yeah?
So they need to, because I just thought also, because someone wants to invest with me, he messaged me last night, he was UK based, but now he's in Switzerland.
Yep.
So he would transfer the money to me.
That's right.
He provides 6 months as bank statement.
Your solicitor might ask, it depends, some of them go into detail, some of them don't.
But then wouldn't that be a requirement for the lender, because they would want to know where that money's come from?
The lender's solicitor might ask the questions. They usually rely on your solicitor doing the checks, and if he or she's done the checks, they're usually okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, they might sometimes ask, but usually they're okay with it, lawyer to lawyer.
And just in regards to what I was just thinking, Switzerland, aren't there offshore accounts in Switzerland and stuff like that?
That's fine, but he's living there, isn't he? And he's either investing with you or he's loaning the funds to you. Okay. So it doesn't matter whether it's offshore or not. Okay. It's not offshore per se, but I know what you mean.
Okay, thank you.
Dana.
Yes. So just to recap this whole dynamic of foreign investor money. So say I have an SPV under which the development is going to be processed. The foreign investor is in Dubai, Cyprus, Switzerland, wherever. They-
Could be China or Russia, but yeah, okay.
wherever. So they agree to loan you the money, they transfer the money into that SPV.
Yeah,
Okay.
best to do that. Yeah, keep it nice and straight.
And then obviously the solicitor beforehand checks what you're knowing.
Well, they won't check it beforehand, but just before they complete, usually they'll ask you to transfer the funds and say, "Can we have the last?" Sometimes they want 3 months bank statements. Sometimes they want 6 months bank
When we
statements.
say they, it's the solicitor,
Yeah, your solicitor
Yeah.
will ask for bank
and the
statements.
solicitor will ask these questions based on their knowledge of what the lender will ask.
Some for the lender, but some because they have a duty under anti-money laundering. Yeah. Yeah. Happy? Cool. Anybody have any question on that? Apart from our fees?
Yeah, apart from fees, what if we were to ask investors, if a foreign investor is putting money with us, what should we ask them for AML purposes, which may get asked by the solicitor anyway, but we can preempt them, they can prepare these things. Any idea?
Well, ideally, you want to do some checks on them
Yeah.
in terms of do they have a business, what's their income, ask for their bank statements. But the more intrusive your questions, the less likely they may be to invest. So ideally, you should have an understanding about them and have a relationship with them where you know what's going on. Because it could be money coming from certain means which may cause you problems. Yeah?
Don't ask, don't
But yeah, you got to be sure it's not coming from...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whose responsibility legally is it? Solicitors or yours?
Solicitors will ask, but ultimately it's your responsibility. Yeah? Because if something goes wrong and there's a red flag, they'll be asking you questions.
And
They as in the
that
authority.
to your best knowledge, you've gathered information.
Yeah, you ask the questions and you saw the information and you've got to ask enough questions where a judge in a court would say it would be reasonable to assume, okay, somebody who had no knowledge would ask these questions. So the average lay person, what kind of questions would they ask? Yeah.
So you said what business? What was the other thing?
Business, their bank statements, if they've got income, you ask for their tax returns, both company and personal, depending where they're based. That will give you enough information to see what kind of income they would be able to save or generate. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, by the way, make sure you click like, subscribe and post a comment because that tells me that you're engaging and you're finding the content useful. And if you like this video, make sure you check out this video here because it's the next stage in terms of your learning and development.